Well, the project today,
we're going to take that thumb and we got to mount it to that.
so if you want to see me work on this excavator, that's what this video is going to be about. Getting this thumb mounted up, getting it ready, and then I'll do another part where I actually get all the hydraulics hooked up. Let's get started. Hear that? That's the sound of money. You wanna know what the sound of money is? That's it. Ching, 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 ching. Ching, 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 ching.
I got myself a thumb for nothing. Basically, the dealership had one, someone returned. They sold it to me for hardly anything, barely scrap metal price. Comes with all the pieces, the cylinder and that. Now you're probably wondering, Keenan, how do you mount this thing to this excavator if it doesn't have any lines running out to the boom for it? Well, I'm going to put a diverter valve in, and that foot pedal there actually runs that swing boom. And I showed in an earlier video, and I'll show it later as we go along, but that boom swings side to side. Now what I'll do is put the diverter valve, I'll put the diverter valve under this housing where those hoses are. I'll run the two hoses up along that boom with the other ones, and I'll mount them on here on the boom like you normally would, right in about here. And then the thumb's hoses will run down to where the thumb will be mounted. Now somewhere up in this area we'll actually have a bracket for that hydraulic cylinder to be mounted. And you might wonder why the bucket's off. Well, I had to figure out the pin size, because these are really weird pin sizes that aren't standard because this machine was made in Japan. So I found some material to make a pin out of, hardened steel. And the other thing I got to do is this thumb, to get my pin to fit, I have to take the bushings they have in there out. So this won't have bushings, but the pin will have a little bit of play, and I'll just grease it that way. Other thing I got to do is this bucket, those ears on that bucket over there, see way over there? They fit between these two, okay? But we're about a ½ inch too much, so we got to take a 1/4 inch off this ear, and a 1/4 inch off that ear, and then this thing will fit right over the bucket. Well, with the magic of time, I got them out. You can see what they look like. Those are the bushings right there. They popped out. This is the new rod that's going to go through. So now we got to get that bucket hooked up, get that over there, and see what we got.
I know what you're thinking. That's a big shaft. It is. This is some video, isn't it? Now, as the great Jimmy Hoffa would say, it's union break time. Because just getting that thumb on there was a hell of a lot of work.
Now when you have a machine that's older, you just can't go to the store and buy pins. Now this pin I got is just a piece of steel. Its tensile strength's like 100 and some thousand pounds. Probably a little overkill, but it was supposedly made in the USA. So it's not a bunch of that pot metal Chinese stuff. There was a Chinese version, and it was a lot cheaper, but you know what they say about cheaper. Now if anybody's watching this and they're a bucket expert, they'll say, you know what? Those jaws need to be down where that plate is right there. And you're 100% right. Like I said, this came off a Bobcat, and so I'm going to have to make some longer shanks and weld to it, which is fine with me. But it'd still pick up a tree pretty good right now, but you want those shanks, you want them down in between those teeth like your fingers. You want them to go together like that, not like this. So I'm going to have to weld onto that, but honestly, for not being factory fit, it's fitting pretty good. And you can see where I had to cut off those bushings just a little bit to fit around the bucket. And what I'll do is this pin, I'll actually just drill a hole and taper this like I tapered it here. I'll just drill a hole through there and put a pin. I'll shorten it up. On this side, once it's shortened up, I'll cut this off and weld a plate to it. Because like you see on these pins back here, they have a plate welded to them. I'll do the same thing. And since I can grease that part, I won't worry about the pin being greased. Now what I will do is go in here somewhere and put a greaser into that inside so I can grease the inside of those bushings on the boom. Kind of like they did this. So that is one thing I'll have to add, because the old pin had a greaser through the center of it and this won't. So now all we got to do is we got to mount that cylinder and that little bracket over there that I made. And we got to grind off a spot here next and mount that. That's what it looks like. With the thumb all mounted, we got the pin in, the new pin. I gotta basically take this end and bevel it and then put a hole through it for a clevis or whatever, a pin. Put this through for a pin, and it'll actually be up here. We'll slide it that way. Then we'll cut this off. We'll cut this off here, weld a plate to it so it's more like the pin down there. It's got a plate like that pin. So we won't use that whole thing. This all got welded on. I don't know if you can see my weld in the dark. I'm getting better. You know, welding upside down I'm not so good, but sides I'm not too bad. And for now what I'll do is just pin that up. And up here what I gotta do is somewhere right around in here I need to mount a bracket here and there to actually hang onto that hose. And then with these quick connect fittings I'll actually make a bracket on there to weld to the boom. Then I'll run two lines back and I'll attach them in that hose way. I'll attach them in through those loops there, and then I'll actually zip tie them to the main lines going back down and under. So there we go. Till part 2.